Hello everyone, Vampire Ian here with more new cards. We've got new ALEISTER support. Ooh, more ALEISTER stuff. Hello. All right, but first up, we got to take a look at Plasma Blast from Korai Chaos Origins. Got a little free agent here. Superconducting Scintillation Plasma Blast. Pretty cool. Quick play spell card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Activates this effect based on whose turn it is. Yours, place a Thunder or Rock monster from your deck on the top of the deck. And if you have a Thunder or Rock monster in your field or graveyard, you can destroy one card on the field. Okay. So this is like modal Blitzclick or Magnet Warrior support. Kind of interesting. Your opponents add a Thunder or Rock monster from your field, graveyard, or banishment to your hand, or if a monster was destroyed by battle or card effect this turn, you can add from your deck instead. Card seems pretty decent. Both Blitzclick and Magnet Warrior have some amount of destroying their own cards that will trigger this, and trigger that, get that second effect going with the add from deck, which is pretty nice. And the first effect, I guess Magnet Warrior doesn't really have one destroying their own stuff on the opponent's turn though. But, you know, getting a little bit of destruction is also pretty nice as well. I don't know, it seems like an interesting card. I'm not sure exactly what place it'll have, but I'm excited to see people mess around with it. That seems to be a Conduction Plasma Warrior, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Cool. All right, here's the Invoked stuff. New ALEISTER, new Invokes, let's go. Here's new ALEISTER. ALEISTER again! ALEISTER the Reminiscent is a level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect monster with 1800 attack, 1000 defense. The ALEISTER stats. You can only use first and second cards in its return. This card's in your hand, you can target a spellcaster or fusion monster on the field. Special summon this card, and if you do that, monster gains 1000 attack until the end of its turn. Wow, that's really interesting. It does the ALEISTER hand effect, not as a quick effect though, but it also special summons itself to give you an extra body on field. Very cool. If this card is normal or special summon or flip face up, you can banish an invoked monster from your extra deck, add invocation or a spell that mentions it from your deck to your hand. So this gives you extra consistency for invoked. Really cool card. Really cool card. It gets you like, so ALEISTER is a one card combo already, but it is one card that is very vulnerable to interruption. This card says, hey, if you've already done the ALEISTER line, do it again. Or if your opponent like tried and negated your ALEISTER line, you can actually do it now, which I think is a cool addition to the deck. All right, I was the Spirit of the Law, a level 8 Wind Fiend effect monster, 2000 attack, 2800 defense. You only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Banish this card from your hand or field. Add an ALEISTER monster from your deck to your hand. This effect was activated on the field. Immediately after it resolves, you can normal summon a spellcaster monster. Okay, cool. So this gives you more consistency to ALEISTER. Just adds any of the ALEISTERs you have. So it could be the original ALEISTER or this ALEISTER. All of the other ALEISTERs you would want to have are named Crowley and not ALEISTER, so you can't add those. But still, cool stuff. And then if it's on the field already, you get the normal summon a monster. I don't know if you're expecting you to tribute summon this thing or what, but face up fusion monster you control is sent to the graveyard except by battle. While this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card and you fusion summon an invoked monster using monsters in your hand or field's material. Okay, so that's how it special summons, but then it immediately does a fusion summon, but it can stay, it itself can stay on the field, and instead you fuse with other stuff. Cool. I was as a spirit that Crowley encountered in Cairo and dictated the book of the law. Foundational text of Thelema to him. Interesting. That's fun. All right. That's a cool little card. Adds more consistency, and then it has some extra stuff on it too. Not bad. Viracom, the Artificial Spirit, level 3 Light Illusion effect monster. 1000 attack, 1000 defense. You only use the first, second, and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. You got an ALEISTER monster in your field or graveyard, special in this card for your hand. It is a light. Okay. So that immediately gives you a light, so you don't have to make a link monster instead. But you know, link monster is easier, sure, certainly. Especially because these are just like non-searchable things. You're expected to just run 3 of this and hope you draw it. Is this card a special summon? You can set an invocation or a spell that mentions it from your deck. Sure. Put and activates a spell or card effect. A card or effect, not a spell. A card or effect in response to activation of your fusion monster's effect. Quick effect, you can banish this card from your field, and if you do, negate that opponent's effect. If you do, banish that card. Okay, well, it does have an Omni negate on it, so maybe you do run it. Maybe you do run it because it has an Omni negate on it. The secret magical name of Mary de Este Sturges, one of Aleister Crowley's Scarlet Women. Women he believed were avatars of the goddess Babylon, a key deity of Thelema. Crowley's stuff is so fucking funny. Alright, Invoked Soulwrath. Alright, here's the new fusion monsters. New light monster. Level 6 light pyro fusion effect monster, 1600 attack, 2600 defense. Materials are ALEISTER and a fire or wind monster, not a light monster. Whoa, interesting. Different materials than normal. Ooh, that's actually, this is a fun little mechanic here. I like this new addition to the Invoke stuff. You can only use the first and second effects cards you push per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you can target one level 6 or lower monster in either graveyard, special limit to your field in defense position, but its effects are negated. So that's another way to get these spirits onto the field. I imagine they're supposed to be the material you're using to make these monsters, and then you special summon them to the field using the effect of this guy. Cool. Well, its effects are negated, never mind. It's just, that's just material then. If this card is in your graveyard, you can fusion them and invoke monster from your extra deck, banishing those materials from your field or grave, including this card in the grave. Whoa. That's crazy. That's fucking insane. Sorath is a wicked god of the sun whose name is one of the Thelemic numerology, adds up to 666. Alongside to Megatherion and the Hebrew spelling of Crowley's name. You editorializing. Invoked Babylon. Level 7 Fire Illusion Fusion Effect Monster, 2450, awesome. Materials ALEISTER and a light and these ones just say ALEISTER Monster. I think, didn't the original say ALEISTER the Invoker specifically? Yeah, Coxodus says ALEISTER the Invoker. They all say ALEISTER the Invoker. These ones say ALEISTER Monster. And the new guy does not become ALEISTER the Invoker. He just becomes himself. He's just himself. He's just an ALEISTER monster, which means he can be used for making these, which can then, well, this one can make an invoked monster itself, using materials in the field or grave. Alright, Invoked Babylon, however, if this monster, you can use the first second effect of this card once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can add a Viracum, the artificial spirit. Okay, so they are searchable. Or magical name Rosamundi? Is that a spell we're going to be getting? Okay, it's a trap card. So we can search the new trap card. Or Viracum, the negate, from hand to deck, then banish a monster from either graveyard. Now, that's a can, you don't have to. But that's kind of cool. It's got a little bit of a... If you special summon this quick effect, you could do some pretty interesting stuff. For that, and then also it gets you into this girly, who can special summon herself if you control an ALEISTER monster in field or graveyard, and then gets you another invocation or spell that mentions it, and then also has a negate on it. Wow. That's pretty powerful. Okay. Alright. Banish this card from your graveyard, then target a fusion monster you control. All face-up monster opponent controls currently lose attack equal to that monster's until the end of the turn. Okay. So another way for you to get to lethal with like Purgatory or something. Cool. It's a light or earth monster for a fire monster. Cool. Babylon is a major key goddess in the religion of Thelema, considered core to the faith, and Crowley believed various women and his wife were avatars of her, the Scarlet Woman. Babylon herself is based on Babylon the Great, also known as Mother Harlot and the Whore of Babylon. Crowley just says so many things. The crazy thing about Crowley, he just says so much shit and expects you to believe all of it, and people do. Invoked Okeanos. I like this guy a lot. That's a really cool design. Level 9 Earth Sea Serpent Fusion Effect Monster, 3000. If this was back when Invoke was first made, this would be a no effect monster. It would be like Magalenica. Materials, an ALEISTER monster and a dark or water monster. which, you know, ALEISTER is a dark monster. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. Your opponent's monsters cannot target monsters for attacks while this card is in the main monster zone, except for this one. Okay, it's a pretty nice one to have that effect on for the 3,000 attack. Any monster sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead while this card is in the extra monster zone. Oh god. Oh god, it has a Macrocosmos. You banish this card from your graveyard, then target a fusion monster you control. You can attack directly this turn. Huh. Interesting. So you could put... Could you do that on Purgatrio and then have it attack everyone, including directly? No, I don't think so, right? Like, could it attack directly and then attack every monster? I don't know if that would be how it works. Okeanos is the Greek titan of the ocean. Yeah, I kind of figured that much. Invoked Transcendence Aeon. Jesus. Level 10 Dark Fiend Fusion Effect monster. 3,800, 3,200. God damn. 2+ fusion monster with different attributes. Okay. Oh, and this is what you can make off of the Sorath. Cool. You can only use the first. You can only use one of the first and second effects cards once per turn, only once that turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can banish cards from the field and/or graveyard up to the number of materials used. If you use 3 or more, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish up to 3 cards from it. Stop! Stop printing this! You have to stop printing this! I don't want it! Stop it! Quick effect, you can declare one attribute. All other face-up monsters currently on the field become that attribute until the end of this turn. That is really crazy. What the fuck? But yeah, also it's very easy to use 3 materials with this card. Like, what the fuck? God damn it. This is so annoying. Aeons are a key theme in Thelema. Similar to the concept of the Age of Aquarius. Okay. Crowley considered the concept so fundamental to the faith that he had XXI, the world, replaced with Aeon in his tarot decks, primarily concerned about the Aeon of Horus. Huh. Alright. So here's Invocation Sword. Quick play spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Fusion summon a monster from your extra deck using monsters you control. Okay, so there's another fusion card in the deck now. If summoning an invoked monster, you can also use banished monsters by returning them to the graveyard. That's why it's banishing so many monsters. That's why we have a Macrocosmos where we're banishing from the extra deck. Was it banishing face down? No, it's not banishing. It's banishing face up, at least. Huh. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target an ALEISTER monster or invocation in your graveyard, so it mentions both. Shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, add that card to your hand. So it also has that effect, but only for the graveyard instead of for the banish effect. Dude, the Invoked deck? The Invoked deck is looking kinda nice with these fucking cards. Holy shit. Spirit Sword Iwas. You only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Activate one of these effects, you cannot declare attacks for the rest of the turn except for with fusion monsters. So summon Iwas, the Spirit of Law, from the deck or graveyard, so that just gets the fucker, that gets ALEISTER. It would search ALEISTER and then let you normal summon it immediately. Pretty nice. Because it would be summoned onto the field. And then it's one of those modal cards that has 3 different effects. Although it's not one of the ones where you can activate all 3 effects each turn. You can only activate 1 card as card name per turn. So you get to choose one of these effects. Send to the graveyard or banish an ALEISTER monster from your deck, which will help you for some fusion effects. Look at 3 random face-down cards your opponent's extra deck and banish one. Stop! Stop it! There's like no way you choose that in most situations. But like, stop fucking touching my extra deck. I hate these cards. Stop doing this. This has lore implications, I'm sure. All right, Mahume. Oh, sorry. Magical name Rosamundi. It's a normal trap card. You only use the first, second of this card name with return. Banish a ALEISTER monster or a fusion monster from your graveyard. Special summon an invoked monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, but banish it during the end phase. So you're just using it as material. Using its effects and then using it as material for something else before it goes away. The monster becomes banished face up when this card's in your graveyard, so if the monster gets banished by the effect of this card, you can banish this card and target one of your banished invoked monsters, special summon it, or you could just get it right back. Although, it wouldn't be summoned properly, so I don't think you could get back that exact monster. You could get back a different invoked monster that's banished. Rosamundi's one of the name of the 3 collection of poetry written by Crowley that was dedicated to his wife Rosa Edith Kelly. Wife guy. Kanji in the name reads as Birth of a New World. Unsure as to localize the name meaningfully, as the previous 2 Mahume were magical named to Megatherion and magical name Baphomet. Omega Summon and Alpha Summon. Both names were Crowley's names in magical circles, the AA and the OTO. Yeah, the OTO! The Odo Temporal Orientalis. I don't know the AA, actually. Anyways, looks like we also have a alt art of Artemis that looks pretty nice. It's a cute alt art. I like that a lot. These cards are fucking insane. Am I crazy? These cards are nuts. These cards are fucking insane. What the fuck are they doing? I mean, like, no, the cards are like fine except for the extra deck rips. I think these are actually a really good way to make ALEISTER meta relevant again without going too far, except for the extra deck rips. I fucking hate the extra deck rips. Why do they keep doing this? Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to rip the extra deck. I don't want you to rip my extra deck. Stop it. But yeah, very powerful cards. Seems to put up a lot more interactions than the deck previously did. So I'm interested. Oh, and there you can see the sword. I assume that's the same sword. That's in the one that's called Sword. Yeah, it is. It was being wielded by, what the fuck his name is? Sorath. I also see a sword. Didn't I see a sword in one of these other ones too? Wasn't those. Must have been imagining it. Just imagining things. Oh, and there's the sword here. Looks like Iwas gave ALEISTER the sword, and here's... wait, it was ALEISTER wielding the sword and summoning Sorath. That's what it is. The sword gives him an extra invocation, I guess. Really cool stuff. I'm shocked these cards are as good as they are. Although, that's the whole thing with Chaos Origins, is that the cards that are being printed are so much better now. And it's a huge wave of support, which means like with these huge waves of support, you can actually make a significant impact on a deck instead of just like 5 cards that do nothing, right? Yeah, really cool stuff. I'm excited to see what people do with these. I think they have a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you can do. I've got ideas flowing in my head. I feel like ALEISTER is like its own deck now. It doesn't need anything else alongside it like it has in the past. But it also doesn't feel like it's like a 1-card combo deck either. I mean, maybe it is. It still has its 1-card combo that does one thing, but it feels more like it's a series of 1 cards that do one thing that aren't crazy powerful, which is exactly what I want from Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly, I want 1 cards that do something like substantive to the end board, and I want to have like a bunch of them in one deck. So I'm excited to see what you could do with that. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me on this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see ya. Let me know what before I see ya. Let me know what you think of these cards down below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment, and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites, and find my other YouTube channels and Twitch channel by checking out my website in the description below for all those links. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Beastsman, Beelzis, Fleakill, Fire Mizumi, Golden Nova, Haru Hayes, Squish, and the almighty Ferret Lord. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful, whatever time it is for you. Bye!